Hey guys, got me here with another Warhammer Battle Report. It's a sort of an ETC style game. I'm practicing for a upcoming tournament in May. My opponent was going to be on our ETC sort of team because it's a team tournament based around the ETC rules. We're obviously not really on the ETC teams, um, but he's not coming anymore. So we were just going to do a casual 2400, but I wanted to sort of play around close to what I was going to looking at taking. So I just stripped off a few things to get my list down to 2400 off out of 2500. Um, and he brought along a 2400 Brett list, but then when we sat down and play, he was happy to sort of play the ETC rules and magic and all that sort of stuff. So that's why I've got it's sort of like an ETC battle report. um, so mine's a blocking sort of orc list. It's got a Black Orc Warboss with a Crown of Command, and Wurzag is my level 4. I've also got Lucky Shrunken Head on another one, another Shaman. Got a BSB with Banner of Discipline, just a level 2 Night Goblin, Wolf Boss, 39 Savage Orc Biggins with bows, 6 Trolls, and then a bunch of chaff, 2 single Trolls, 5 Wolf Riders, 20 Night Goblins, 2 Manglers, 3 Spear Chuckers, 2 Doom Divers, and only 1 Rock Lobber. So I'd have an extra Rock Lobber in the 2500 list, and then a few points to play around with. And he, on the other hand, I'm not going to get everything right, but basically has a heroic killing blow lord with ASF, 1 up rerollable. His BSB's also got 1 up rerollable. He's got a paladin with 1 up Luckstone. I don't know why I've got 1 plus pluses there, sorry guys. He's got a level 4 in Heavens, 12 questing knights, 6 realm knights, 9 realm knights, some errants, and then 2 by 5 yeomans, 10 bowmen, 3 Pegasus knights, and 2 trebs. So it's a Swedish comp. I don't know, almost 16, but I don't think you can get very hard Bretts anyway under Swedish, as you would expect. So he rolls up Harmonic Convergence, Curse of Midnight Wind, and Thunderbolt, and Commodore Cassandora. And that pitch was supposed to be deleted, sorry about that, because this is going to be help a bit more. So Wurzag's got his Wurzag's Revenge spell, and also he gets Vindictive Glare, which I think in the next shot I fix up because he's supposed to have the spell. But apart from that, he's got Hand of Gork, Fists, Foot. Here we go, all the good ones. My level 1 just got the number 1 spell, so that was good because he won't use it, and he can just give my savages a 5+ ward instead. And then my level 2 rolled up double 4s, which at the time of this picture I thought was Itchy Nuisance, which it wasn't. It's actually the Hex. So I kept the Hex and took Itchy Nuisance because Wurzag's got Vindictive Glare, and I would only really be wanting the double Vindictive Glare probably against Elves and stuff anyway, not so much against Bretts. So. But yeah, good selection of spells for the Orcs. So of course this type of list is going to need just sit back and shoot magic is pretty much the what they call them, green dwarfs. So I've got Spear Chuckers, they're in the process of getting painted. Line along the 24-inch line. And my wolf, there's 1 mangler out there you can see, the wolf riders, and my only rock lobber there. And then on the right hand side I've got some more trolls, as you can see. The singles up the front and the 6 just sitting behind the spear chucker. I mean, it's a bit blocked in there, but I thought they'll probably pivot to sort of protect the left flank, and worst case hopefully could hand of cork them out of there if I needed to. I don't expect the spear chuckers to last long anyway because they're probably going to charge by the knights. And then I've got the big savage bus in Horde, even though I'm fully expecting to go bus at some stage. It's good on my guys in there. Obviously the war boss, the BSB, Wurzag's out on the right, and then level 1's in there somewhere. My level 2 shamans in the little savage orcs over there on the savage orcs, night goblins over on the right. And then you can see my artillery at the back. They're actually playing on an 8 by 4 I was cleaning the garage. This is an old table I had, so rather than the other table I usually use. So we just put books and stuff down on either side, so it's 6 by 4 in the middle. If you're wondering why we don't go out that way. He's got his yeoman out there on his right flank, and then his peg knights, and I think he's got his 9 realm knights with, I don't think they've got anyone in, just full command. That's his right flank, and then his left flank, he's got his big Grail Questing Knights. So Errant Knights there, let's go across left to right. 10 bowmen. His Questing Knights, all his characters are in there. except for his level 4, which is over there in the little 6th realm knight over there in front of the trebuchet. And so vanguards, I send my Wolf Rider straight up as far as he can go this way, and then his 18-inch move should get him around the back out of the charge arcs of those knights nicely. My other vanguard does not much, I just move the Wolf Riders back a bit, and he sends all his guys 12 inches forward as far as I can tell. Obviously he prays, and I do what I said with my Wolf Rider hero. He just goes straight between them, and I think my opponent didn't realise it, like sort of caught him a little bit off guard, because now he's going to be able to hopefully get a charge on that trebuchet next turn. And he's got the sort of striking, so he's hitting on 3s at least, so that's why I like that sort of build, if I've got the points for it. The rest of mine obviously don't do a whole lot. The trolls sort of start moving up, and my night goblins move up a little bit. I'm thinking, did they even move up? They might not have this turn. Magic 7 of 5, I throw 2 dice at Itchy Nuisance, trying to slow his Questing Knights down, and I ate a bad mushroom and take a wound. And then I 5 dice foot, and we get it off, and only kill about 2 knights, and then I do my usual, roll a 1, and he throws it on my trolls, which it scatters, but takes hits 2 of them, and I end up warding them, so... or regenning them, whatever it's called. So I missed that, but yeah, the amount of times I roll a 1 on the big foot is... it's getting old. It's getting old, I tell you. So Spear Chucker number 1. So 2 Spear Chuckers go at the... I'm just trying to remember what I did. Did all 3 of them shoot at the Peg Knights, even though they're needing like 6? Actually, they... No, so yeah, because they've vanguarded up, it's just 5s to hit. But it was the left 2, so 1 misfired and just can't shoot this turn. The other one actually hit and killed one, so I think it's paid for itself already. The other one could have got a flank shot, but would have needed 6s, so I think he just shot at something else and missed. You can see I've moved my Mangler up, this left Mangler. The other one I've just bumped off the back of the board. He can sit where he is, but this one I'm trying to head up here to get in the way, but only rolled about 7, so I didn't go too far. And Rock Lubber number 1, direct hit on the trebuchet, and only causes 1 wound. So I really hate these trebs. Strength 5, even against Orcs, it just smashes you. But the Doom Divers deliver here and take out all but 1 of the Realm Knights over here, so the Prophetess is quite naked, which is what we want. And into Brett's turn 1, so they charge at my War Machines, and lucky for me, they roll horrendous. So the Yeoman and the Peg Knights fail to get that Spear Chucker on the hill. So, but the Yeoman on the right, they get into that Spear Chucker and face in a way that they can overrun into my Wolf Riders. But yeah, I was lucky on those failed charges there. The Prophetess jumps us over into the Questing Knights, so this lone champ from the Realm Knights just stands in front of my Wolf Rider. Just a delay, which is not too bad. You can see, yeah, the Questing Knights have moved up. The rest of you, buses have just come up as fast as they can go, really, I think. As fast as they can go. They don't look like they've moved too far, actually, but who knows. And Trebs hit, and I don't know how many they've done. Then they killed a whole lot. It was about 6 or something. Now, I don't know, maybe 1 scattered. I can't remember. But, yeah, did enough damage. And of course his Yeomen take out these Spear Chuckers. Yeah, and overrun, but don't overrun far enough to take out my Wolf Riders. And so turn 2, what am I going to do? So I need to handle these guys over here with the Mangler, send him over, but he doesn't roll high. He doesn't roll high enough. He would have had to roll pretty high, but he is in a position that if they're getting charges off on those Spear Chucker, I can redirect him back and run through the pegs. And my Wolf Riders go into these Yeomen and try and hopefully with the charge and spears, get rid of them and break them. But not a whole lot of movement anyway. I go into bus formation and then I start Operation Chaff, so I don't really move too much. Put the right-hand troll goes over to get in the way of his Questing Knights, and my Night Goblins move up just enough to shoot the fanatics, but none of them roll high enough, and that's where you can see where they end up. And yeah, that troll, my left troll, I think he moved up a little bit, but he's not going to be able to stop that Errant Knights getting where they want, so he can just sort of not move too far. And yeah, I've gone in here with my guy to try and take out his champ and eventually get to the trebuchet. So, magic. I don't know what I rolled, but I think I did throw 5 dice at foot again, and I get it over irresistible. And blow the crap out of my savages. I think I took 8 of them out. And stomped on this unit. So killed 6. So that's good. And then I rolled. You guessed it. A 1. And this time it didn't miss my trolls. And just smashed them. So yeah, I don't know. This foot just ticks me off sometimes. I guess that's part of the being an orc player, but it just never, I don't know, I've never got a good run on it. I guess the more I play, I will eventually. But anyway, so that's what's happened there. Doom Divers worked out well though. Looks like I took 6 Errant Knights out, and I tried to get rid of them as well, and I only took 1 of them out. But yeah, they're severely combat reduced, so not so much scared of them, but I am a little worried that I'm doing my usual trick of not fully taking out units, and I'm conscious of this all game, but at the same time I'm like, just, sometimes I just haven't been able to, which is frustrating. My Wolf Riders do enough damage to send these guys off, but fail to catch them. And yeah, my Wolf guy actually only just got 1 wound through on the champ and kills him. And he gets 1 wound back on me. So Brett's turn 2, the Omen go into the Mangler, and the Peg Knights went into my Spear Chucker out here. And then those 2 Realm Knights come in and take on the flank of my Wolf Riders to kill them. And his Omen that were fleeing, they rally. So they've come back in. Now, and his Question Knights decides not to... Oh, that's right. So I've got Itchy Nuisance up there. Not that it really matters, but they're on them as well. That must have been what I got off first, and then blew myself up with the foot. I rolled a 5 on Itchy, so those guys only got movement of like whatever is 3 or something. You can see the errants here have also made it into this Spear Chucker. So all the Question Knights do is just shuffle over. Just because if they'd actually completed their charge initially, they would have gone into that Fanatic. So that's why they've done that. And then his bowman, you can see them all falling apart up there, but they're where the base is. They've turned over to try and shoot my goblin hero before I take out his treb. So he gets harmonic convergence off these guys, and I scroll Comet. He put it, I don't know, between somewhere around my Orcs. But my Orcs have a 1-up or 2-up save against magic. So at one point I was like, yeah, I don't even know if I should dispel it, because I thought if the Comet comes down, it's going to take his Peg Knights and stuff out anyway when they come over. So, actually it wasn't his Peg Knights, it was his Errant Knights there. So, but I scrolled it anyway. Yeah, it looks like I've just taken another picture of movement there. Yeah, and of course these errants take out that Spear Chucker and overrun. Where do you see them? The Peg Knights take out that Spear Chucker. So Spear Chuckers are dead, but yeah, they almost paid for themselves with killing what they killed. So it can't be. I think they took 2 Errant Knights out and took a Peg Knights, and they're about even. But then obviously keeping them busy over there is definitely paying for themselves. These Errant Knights take out that Spear Chucker and just run forward, as you see. Gets out of the line of charge of those trolls, which is good for them. But my Mangler is standing right there. And yeah, my guy. Oh yeah, Orc turn 3. So yeah, I think he's Bowman. I don't know, they just whiffed. Couldn't hit him. So the Gobbo goes into the field trib. My Mangler goes through and... Oops, looks like I didn't... Sorry, I put a thing there. Yeah, my Mangler goes through and takes out those Errant Knights that were there. And then I just move my trolls around a little bit. So Troll at the top still chaffing those. The other trolls moved over to get ready to do the same thing when he takes out those trolls. And my two trolls are just turned to the left there just to, once these other guys over on the left start coming over, hopefully get a charge at some point. Night Goblin's not doing a whole lot, but see if I can get some buffs off. Oh, hexes, and ate another bad mushroom. So I tried the Ancient Nuisance again, and yeah, just gave my opponent 110 or whatever points of just eating bad mushrooms, but you get that. So the rest of my dice, I just do a small hand on my rock lobber, but only roll about 7 to move it. I was going to just try and move it over near my trolls closer, but didn't roll far enough. But it did move it a little bit closer to me, and a little bit further away from his yeoman and stuff like that. Managed to kill, if you go back there, managed to kill one of the errants. There's one left with a Doom Diver, and the other Doom Diver, I go for the Peg Knights and miss. You can see where it landed there. So again, there's one errant there, there's 2 in another unit or whatever there is, and there's 3 errant. No errants left now, but yeah, it's just little bits left. But the Rock Lobber hits again though, this time on the this field treb and takes it out. So I'm very happy about that one. I don't know what I'm showing there. Probably just that the Rock Lobber did that. And this Gobbo guys ends up taking out the field treb over here, so that's really good. So turn 3, and I've taken out both his trebs, so I'm pretty happy about that. And he's turn 3, so he goes into this troll now that those fanatics have dead or moved away, so he's able to complete the charge safely. And yeah, these guys just move up now. So he's got his Peg, he's one Realm Knight. Actually, I might have taken this a bit too early. I think that Realm Knight runs off behind that hill. I must have taken that before that. Pretty sure anyway. So his bowmen just shoot at my Gobbo Wolf boss again and don't do anything. And yeah, that troll dies and they reform, as you can see. So he's going to keep getting this the next couple of turns. So I guess this is what the list is designed to do. My Mangler rolls almost triple sixes and comes flying. It's like 16 or 17 and just misses all my guys. And lands right in the middle. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Even though where he is, it's not so good, but I'm glad he didn't hit anything. And he's sort of in a good position there that it's going to make it harder for his Questing Knights to even think about charging if he's so close. So yeah, send up my other troll now to do the same chaffing duties. And you can see my Wolf Rider hero. If I go back quickly, he's moved up in the top right there too, so he's getting closer to the action if needed. Because I thought there's no use sending him over to those 10 bowmen, he probably won't take it out. So my magic's 8 to 4. I throw 3 dice at Vindictive Glare and I roll 1, 1 and 2. So there goes my magic phase, which sucked. And both my Doom Divers misfired, only rolling 5s and 6s on the misfire chart, so they're not dead, but I could have used them that turn, that would have really helped swing it, but wasn't to be. And so we go on to Brett's turn 4, because I didn't really do anything else. He gets Harmonic Convergence up on these guys again. Takes out that troll, and yeah, very much like his last turn, we start again. You can take, except for this, yeah, his pegs have taken out that Rock Lobber and Overrun, and his Yeomen are there now. Have my trolls gone into them already? I can't remember. I'm not sure. But in any case, my trolls are in combat down there with these Yeomen. And the troll dies and they reform again, so it's looking the same as they were 2 turns ago. But that's what we want to do. So my turn 5. I've moved Wurzog over. He's just, again, trying to get better shots at... Actually, no, I think I've moved him last turn, so I don't know what I'm taking pictures there. I tell you though, being able to store the power dice or dispel dice is pretty useful too. I really like that feature of him. That's what I'm doing. The Mangler there rolls perfectly 10 inches upwards, or 7 actually, which touched the front rank and went straight through that unit and took out about 3 knights. So not massive damage, but you know, that's a rank gone. Oh yes, let's talk about this. What actually happened? And like, I don't know what the actual rule is here, but anyway, my night goblins failed animosity and rolled a 1, so they had to attack the nearest other unit that's eligible. Now savages are eligible, um, but they've got Black Hawks in them, so I wasn't totally sure. Do they not squabble and you do 2d6, your d6 strength fives or not? Wasn't totally sure, but we played it as that they didn't, because it didn't actually say. I don't think it says that they squabble. It only says they squabble if they can't, if the original unit can't actually isn't within 12 of another unit. So I think we played it right, but basically it meant my savages with my magic users and my night goblins can't do anything, which means I couldn't use my night goblins for chaff. So I had to use my wolf boss here, and I'm so glad I moved him up there because he was in range to just fling around there and get in the way again, which has really, it saves the game really, I think. Which luckily, because if I'd sent him over to those bowmen, I'd be screwed right now. The Doom Divers keep delivering though, and yeah, so he's moved. You can see where he'd moved. So turn 4, he moved that errant, no, was it Realm Knight, but he couldn't get over the hill, or he could, but not totally out of my line. Like he was still just like he could do it next turn, but not that turn. So I had one shot at him, and my Doom Diver takes him out. So I got the points for that. I was pretty happy with that. And then my other Doom Diver, which is, you can't see, not that one, because that one there was the one who shot the Realm Knight. The other one is outside of 12 with that peg, and it manages to take out one of the peg riders. So there's one peg rider left, but can't complain. And yeah, the trolls go in, kill 3 yeomen, and the yeomen they hold, which was annoying. And going on Brett's turn 5, and then so he charges my Gobbo Wolf Rider, and then he puts harmonic convergence up on himself and blows himself up. So, we talked at this point about what I mean, it really wasn't worth putting harmonic up. I mean, he didn't really need it. He was pretty dirty with himself for doing it, and then I sort of said, you know what, you probably, after I took out the that 6 realm unit, 6 realm knight unit, he probably would have been better just putting his prophetess or whatever behind the hill there with his bowman and just shoot common at me rather than do something like this. But I guess he said he wanted his heck, wanted these augments, so that's the dangers of Brett's, I guess. But now that unit is not so scary. And really, he's only got one more turn anyway. So yeah, he kills my Gobbo big boss, unfortunately. Sorry, I've been failing to mention this too. The big boss and the 2 trolls that this unit's done, we've rolled up the general to do their first attack, and he's heroic killing blowed each one. So, a good storyline nevertheless, even though this unit has not been able to get into any decent combat. So yeah, he reforms, as you can see. And the peg goes into my Doom Diver and only does 2 wounds, and then I do none back, but so he's up by 3, but my guys are leadership 10 rerollable, so it was a leadership 7 and I pass it, so that Doom Diver holds on, at least for this turn. The yeoman's dead now and the trolls redirect, so it's good. Beating them on their turn, so I get a charge, which is good. And we go into Orcs turn 5. I'm pretty sure we're going to Orcs turn... Oh, sorry, Orcs turn 6. The trolls go in. You can see them down the bottom into the back of the peg there. And my night goblins move up to, again, get in the way of his poor questing knights that just cannot get into combat with my little bunker down there now. And I don't want to risk much magic, but just for fun, I threw 2 dice at Wurzeg's Revenge now that his prophetess is within 12, and I rolled up once, so I didn't do anything. But he had his scroll and everything left anyway, so it was never going to go off. The peg kills my Doom Diver, and I fail to do anything to him. And I think so. We just had he was down by 1 and he holds, so he just reforms. which was a bit annoying. And his last turn, they come into my Night Gobs, and I think at the end of the day, he only did 4 wounds to me, and I was steadfast. And over here, I managed to put a wound on him, and that was it. And tickle fights all over the place. So that's pretty much where the game ended. My Night Goblins passed their steadfast check, and we didn't manage to kill that last peg rider. But yeah, it worked out as a Orc victory, 13-7. Not a massive victory, but good enough, especially in ETC terms. I mean, that would be a good score. So I was quite happy with it. I think that obviously the list is, I don't know. I'm not happy playing that sit back, shooty sort of stuff, but I think we might need that with the team. So I mean, happy to do it, but it's a little frustrating that that's how Orcs perform. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Just left you there with a picture of my Black Orcs and Grimgor that I'm finally finished painting, but now I've got another 10 to do, so I don't know, with all this ninth, who knows if I want to have a unit of 30 Black Orcs or not, but hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.